Ian here, back with the layout, back with a little bit of an update. As you can see, we've moved the layout back to Inspiration Point. Things have come along really quickly in the past couple of days. Now we've got some grass cover down and the track ballasted, and you just put the buildings in place and you can really feel like it's finished, and things have come on really quickly. Well, kind of like an express train in the past few days. So I think it's time to sit back and for a little while take stock, look at it, and just think about what I've got to do next. Honestly, when you get close in on this, it looks really nice, and I'm really pleased with the way things are going. But there are things still that need resolving and lots of details that need working on. But really at this, I think you can really get a good feel for what the finished layout is going to look like. So we'll get in closer and look at a few bits and pieces and talk about those. So let's take an overall look at things, and I'll give you some thoughts as to what needs to be done and my general feelings on the way things are going. So this scene at the end here, this is the most resolved, and well, I'm obviously really happy with this. The warehouse, the steel distributors there sits there very nicely, and that marvelous, unique handrail support arrangement there. It's really gives you something to look at there, a nice visual focus there. So right now I've just put that old that car in there, and an interesting thought that some people might want to bear in mind there is that is actually a Hallmark Christmas tree decoration, and every year Hallmark puts out a car as a Christmas tree decoration, and they are generally about O scales. So that's a nice one, and I'm not sure whether that will actually end up on the layout, but you know what, the guy who owns this business is successful, so he's got his old Buick there that he's restored, and he's just brought it to work today to show off. So maybe I'll keep it there, maybe I won't. Something more utilitarian like a Ford F-150 would probably go well there. So, but that whole area there, that's really quite resolved and looks pretty good. This is another scene that's really quite well resolved. I mean, I look at this and there's just so much to like. So much strikes a chord with me about the way this scene feels. There's the shadows cast by the stairs there. I mean, they're so real, so like the real thing. I've got photographs somewhere of an external stair casting that type of shadow, and I'll see if I can find them for you. But for a more extreme version of the cast shadows, you need to go and look at the photograph on the front cover of the Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark album, Architecture and Morality. There's a photo of an external stair there casting that sort of shadow. And it's weird that these few square inches of model railway can evoke those memories in me. I mean, yeah, granted that album is one of my favorites, so I can recall that really easily. But the fact that this scene on a model railway brings that to mind, I mean, wow. I mean, that's just pretty amazing. I think here is this, when you look at it from this direction too, this is a nice view there with the way the wagon, the box car just sits there at the end of the siding. That's just really nice peaceful and comfortable there. Something I think we need here is we need something to delineate the change in property here from the business parking lot to the railroad property, and I'm thinking perhaps a line of those concrete stop blocks, those low blocks about 6 inches tall, 6 inches high and 6 feet long, that often used to mark off the edges of parking bays and such like that. So I think a line of a couple of 3-4 of those along there to delineate the change in property, I think that'll work pretty well there. Something else I like is the overgrown scrubland here. I mean, I think that's working pretty well. It's got the right sort of texture. All I've done is like put down some coarse foam and then some long static grass fibers in there, and I think they've worked pretty well. This is the area of the layout that needs the most resolving. This is the exit to the fiddle yard on the right hand side here, where my train storage is going to be. It's difficult to know what to do here. I've been putting this one off, but I think I would like some foliage there, a tree, a few small trees, perhaps just enough to obscure the height of the locomotive or the car when it's shoved into the scene. So right now I've got some old lichen there to like simulate that soft exit. It would be nice to get branches, get a tree in there with branches, so that the tree, the foliage, the branches would kind of like soften the entrance of the loco on stage, rather than the hard exit off stage where at the other end of the layout where the building is. I think the soft entrance of some natural foliage there would be a nice contrast. So need to work on that one a bit, but that's something I'm considering the most. I mean, we don't have a lot of depth of baseboard to work with there. We've only got like about 1.5 inches or so. So it's difficult to know what to do there. I might have to break the fourth wall a bit and come over the edge of the layout with the foliage just to give it a bit of extra depth. But thinking about that one, I've got to work on that one a while longer yet. So there we are. That's the state of play right now, and we've got a lot quite nicely resolved. And apart from the fiddle yard exit end, everything does feel pretty good. So gonna let it sit for a while, a few days, maybe a few weeks, just to absorb and get everything up to the same level. You know, I need to have that. I need to be wowed by this exit off stage. I need to be wowed as much by that as I am by the stairway and the shadows. You know, I've got to get that same level of, I don't know what I don't want to use the word like wowness, but I need to be moved in the same way by that exit as I am by the same way I'm moved by the shadows there on that stairway. So a lot to think about. I need to go to my research photographs and see how I can make this work. So we will be talking again soon.